social and political commentary from a Christian male perspective.
Just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Welcome back, everybody. Happy Monday to you. Prayerfully, you had a fantastic Lord's Day on yesterday and a beautiful work day starting today. Thank you so much for jumping into the best live chat on the internet. And we're going to talk real quickly. It's not going to be a super long show, but I do want to talk about what's going on in LA. Hear your thoughts. I got a couple of thoughts, of course, obviously. So I got a video I want to bring in and talk about that I made earlier today about the what's going on in LA. If I could find it, I'd be really good. It'd be great to have that ready, Jason, next time. Got it. But yeah, I just want to thank y'all so much for jumping in. I appreciate y'all, each and every one of you. If you don't mind, go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and say what's up in the chat. We know, of course, Norm is in the building. He says they need to learn what Democrat leadership brings to the table. I don't know what they bring to the table. Sound like they bring in bricks and rocks and Molotov cocktails, but I could be wrong. What's going on, Shara? How are you? Sister, grace and peace to you. And of course, if you are in California, please make sure you go ahead and tell us where you are and that you are safe, especially if you're in that South California, LA area. I would love to make sure that we are praying for you all out there because, man, this looks crazy. And, hey, give us a perspective. Maybe it's not as crazy as we see on news and what I'm about to show you all, because this was from earlier this morning. And I can only imagine where we are, where LA is at the current moment. But shout out to everybody. I appreciate y'all stopping by on this evening. I do want to tell you that tomorrow I'll be starting off a little bit earlier. We'll be talking about LA as well. And we got to do an update on the great Pookie escape. I don't want y'all to think I forgot about him, but nothing new has come up as of yet. So unless something pops off while we're on the show tonight, there's nothing new. And there are some good videos about various aspects of the Orleans jailbreak, but I can save those for tomorrow. But I do want to let y'all know I ain't forgot about them. I ain't forget about the Pookies out there. Hey, we still on their bumper. We still on the Pookies bumper. Shout out to everybody that watched my video on Tiffany Henry the other day. Thank y'all so much. It was fun to do that again. I hadn't been talking about Tiff in a while. She's such a joy. But I appreciate y'all. Let's go ahead and bring this in. Let's talk about it. Let's get at it. Ladies and gentlemen, no further ado. Let's go. All right. Hold on one second. This is what we're going to be reading in a second. So let me move this out of the way. Let's try it like this. Yo, those are the new autonomous taxis that they have in LA. They've been piloting for years. And those are those autonomous taxis that they've attacked and destroyed. For what reason? What do you benefit from that? But let's let them continue. Might I also add the irony that you are holding the flag of the country that you don't want the U.S. to deport you to. So you carry the flag of that country while you protest this country sending you to that country. We're in bizarre world, people. We are in bizarre world. You're putting those officers' lives in absolute harm's way. For what again? Now, I don't know if these officers should have given up these positions, but let's let them finish up. That's crazy. Unpopular opinion. Unpopular opinion. We're watching the outcome of not disciplining your children on the cereal aisle early in life. That's what we're watching. We're watching the unfettered, undisciplined child not being able to take no for an answer. Now, I do think we also can make the argument, and I've made this argument before, that this is an invasion. This is an invasion of the United States. I know you're going to be like, Jason, that's a little bit too much. Look at these guys. These are able-bodied military-age men fighting with the police. What is that? What is that? Fighting with the National Guard. Next week, they're going to be, or later on this week, they're going to be fighting with the Marines. What is that? That's an invasion. That's an army. Say what you want to say. You don't want to admit it, but it's the truth. The problem is we need to deal with the objective, what we're watching, the objective reality. We're watching an invasion. We're watching it in 4K. Of petulant children who weren't told no as children. That's all it is. As younger children. Now they're older children and still haven't been told no. Let's go.
Okay.
It is not ironic that this person has a Russian flag on their wrapped around them. That's not irony at all. What's ironic though is how controlled and, dare I say, patient the police are. I just can't believe that. I don't think I would be able to do this. I just don't think I would be able to put up with this, because the police are literally holding out under this overpass, because these people are dropping things and throwing things from both sides, and it is like held up under there. That's crazy. I just can't believe that. How crazy is that though, y'all? Like the amount of self-control that these police officers with loaded weapons have to have in order to not respond with fire because they're getting hit with fireworks. That's crazy, man. I'm just not cut out to be a police officer. Definitely not in California, for sure.
After hours of standing off, this situation has now rapidly deteriorated. The LAPD moving in on horseback, firing rubber bullets at protesters, moving them on through the heart of LA. You just shut the fuck up! You okay? I'm good. Are you okay?
Yikes. I mean, I don't like that guy shot her. If you go back and watch, if you want, I'll send you this link if you want it. I mean, she's just minding her business. He just literally turns toward them and shoots with rubber bullets. I don't think that was appropriate. In my, he just turns and just pops her. That's a cap in her.
You just shut the fuck up!
A rubber cap in her.
I'm good. Are you okay?
This is so crazy. Like you're attacking people and driving. The fact that they're not busting caps on you has got to be. What is this accomplishing? I'm sorry. This is craziness, y'all. This is madness. All right, let's see. Thank you so much, everybody. So I just thought that was a very interesting. What does Shar say here? Well, I was talking to a friend in California today, and they said the LAPD is not wanting to stop it because they are against Trump's policies. Okay, well, they're not going to have any homes in a minute. If they keep letting the petulant children keep destroying stuff on aisle 4, they're not going to have anything left, and it won't be Trump's fault. That's the thing. Like this has nothing to do with Trump. This has something to do with petulant children being told no, and they weren't told no early in life. This is what you get when you have let people destroy things for the last almost 6 years and drop charges even after they have been arrested. Say that again, James L8N. Thank you so much. What idiot police chief gives up the higher ground? Well, clearly the one in LA. I'm just saying, like, I can't think of another, like, clearly the one in LA does, because that is craziness. Let's go ahead and read this and then I'll get ready to bug out of here. Thank y'all so much for rocking with me tonight. This was going to be a short one unless you all want to sit around and talk. This is from Libs of TikTok and their Substack. I'm trying to understand Substack. So I started a Substack. I just haven't put a lot on there. So my goal is to get more prolific in it. So I figured now I'll just start highlighting it and kind of forcing myself to engage with it more. So pray for your boy. The Democrats and media are insane as ICE operations expand into Democrat-run sanctuary cities. Opposition to their presence grows. This last weekend, tensions boiled over as leftist agitators took to the streets of Los Angeles to engage in violent protests against ICE and local law enforcement as they arrested criminal illegals. Law enforcement vehicles were torched. Police were assaulted with bricks. Highways were completely taken over. Private property was vandalized. Stores were looted, all while rioters flew foreign flags on U.S. soil. I don't even know what flag that is. What's the red one with the green? What is that one? We got the Mexico flag. I saw the Gaza flag in this joint. I mean, I saw them all over the place. Yeah, here's another Mexico flag. Yeah. That's definitely mostly peaceful protest right there. And how did the Democrats and media react? Just as you would expect. After Trump sent the National Guard to put a stop to this destruction carried out by the leftist rioters, the Democrats and media immediately moved to downplay the severity of the LA riots. So what did they say? Democrat Senator Elizabeth Warren called the riots peaceful protests. Failed presidential candidate Kamala Harris said that they were overwhelmingly peaceful. I think they're trying to get that word peaceful in there because I don't think it means what they think it means. Cory Booker, a Democrat senator from New Jersey, also called them peaceful protests. Gavin Newsom, California's governor, claimed that the riots were under control as police cars were ablaze. Democrat Representative Maxine Waters said that there has been no violence while police were getting bricks tossed at them. And it's funny because Maxine Waters was at the actual ICE detention center and they're on full-scale lockdown while people are attacking the building. And she was trying to walk in there to do her quote-unquote governmental authority to see what's going on. Oversight authority is what she called it. That's crazy. Hillary Clinton said that the riots were just peaceful demonstrations. Democrat Representative Pramila Jayapal called for the illegal aliens arrested during the ICE raids to be freed. Democrat Senator Alex Padilla claimed that the protesters were peaceful and passionate. And of course, Mayor Karen Bass blamed Trump for the riots, saying that if the raids didn't happen, there wouldn't be disorder. Oh, well, there you go. Blame the rules, not the rule breakers. I got you. Of course, you have the media running to cover these violent riots. John Hellman from MSNBC who nearly denied the event, saying there wasn't anything like a riot happening on Friday or Saturday. CNN's Dana Bash claimed that the riot was not a real riot. ABC 7's Mark Brown completely trivialized the destructive riots, describing them as just a bunch of people having fun watching cars burn. Yo, wait, I gotta say that again. Hold on. I might have to find that clip. Just a bunch of people, just a bunch of people having fun watching cars burn. Oh, okay. It's the summer of love all over again. We got the summer of love 2.0, people. Let's call it the summer of love dose. Yeah, let's call it dose. Democrats and the media will continue to lie about extremely violent protests being carried out by anti-Trump extremists and far left radicals. That's why it's just so important to support independent media, and libs of TikTok will never stop fighting to expose the truth. They will never again control the narrative and lie to the American people. We are the media now. Shout out to libs of TikTok. Hey, let's see what they got in the comments. Ironically, by responding to the way they did, they're opening the door to use the Insurrection Act. One of the qualifiers is that the local authorities choose not to do anything. That's a great point. Shout out. Dems live in clown world. I got to say it. Sorry, I can't disagree. Let's see. Oh, these are small now. What in the world happened? Just a bunch of people having fun watching the cars burn. You can't make this stuff up. That has got to be crazy, man. Unbelievable. Yeah, I got to give that one as well. Uh-oh, what happened? Oh, you hit the when you like it too much, you got to subscribe to it. I've already subscribed to it though. Oh, maybe I try to share it. Okay. I just want to see the last couple comments. Let's see. All right. We have prayer for today, which is Psalm 24, please forgive me. It's a civil war. It's time to shoot, kill. Whoa. You would think Newsom and friends would be tired of California burning. That's out of control. I agree. I mean, think about it, man. California, LA has had a rough year. They've had a rough 2025. And now they got this going on. Man, this is crazy. All right. The same people who said January 6th was a violent insurrection, right? These are the same people telling us this is people just like watching cars burn, just having fun, have some beers, watching cars burn. There you go. They are control of the rioters. There you go. If people weren't breaking the law, there would be no raids. Seriously, this is so irritating. I agree with you, Shara. Thank you so much for that. DWC, much respect for Tone describing events is uplifting. Well, thank you so much, friend. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Maxine Waters doesn't have the right to just show up at any jail and demand to see it. She is or any other politicians still have to make appointments to do a visit. I just think it's funny she was doing it while the place is under attack. Let me find that clip, because I mean the building is under attack, and she's like, I need to come in and see, and got the door slammed in her face. And whether she's there or not is not the issue. It's just denied entry. It is not the issue. The issue is that you can't sit there and pretend like you don't see that this building is under attack while you're trying to walk in the door. That's just bonkers. Here, let's go to Sky News. We'll do Sky News. Shout out to Sky News. Okay. Let's check this out, y'all. Just see what y'all think about it. All right, let's go.
You want to say? No.
Green hearts in the
I
chat.
want you to.
Here.
You want to say? No. I want you to. Hello. Congresswoman Waters. I just came to use my congressional authority to check on baby.
Ma'am, our lobby is secure right now to all visitors.
Excuse me, I need to get in.
Contact our public apparel.
I need to get in.
Wait. Let me back this up just in case you missed it.
Public apparel.
I need to get in.
The door is literally wooded. It's boarded up. It's boarded up right now. Has been brutally denied entry into the detention center. Okay. Maxine Waters has been brutally denied detention center as riots across LA erupt. All right. See what they got here. They don't have anything going. They're not saying anything. On Sunday, Waters attempted to enter the Federal Bureau of Prisons in LA, but had the door to the facility slammed in her face. According to the Daily Wire, Waters attempted to enter the building to visit Service Employees International Union President David Horenta. I don't know who that is. Shout out to David. Horenta is reportedly injured and arrested during a violent confrontation between rioters and ICE agents. Okay. Before the Democrat representative was denied entry, she was also captured harassing immigration and customs agents. Waters is also captured yelling at National Guard troops who were sent by U.S. President Donald Trump to support law enforcement. What you gonna do?
You gonna shoot an elected?
Oh, hold on. Let me.
He's afraid of you and run. You gonna shoot an elected official? If you shoot me, you better shoot straight. I don't know why you're in my city. You did. The governor was not contacted. This is Trump and his outrageous attempt to not only target our sanctuary city, but to frighten us and intimidate us. This is wrong, and I hope that none of you will use those guns to shoot anybody. There's no reason to shoot anybody. Don't allow them to make your service in a service where you're killing people. Don't do it. Defy them. Don't shoot those guns for anything.
Thank you.
Are you going to shoot a protester because you don't like what they're saying? Why the guns? Why are these guns here? That's my question. I don't get why the guns have to be here. We're a sanctuary city. We know Trump doesn't like us. We know that he's going to try to use us as an example. He's going to try to goad us so that he has a martial law. He even alluded to civil war at one point in talking about this issue.
All right. Let's see what you got. Following Walters' remarks toward the ICE agents and National Guard troops, she slammed the Trump administration. Call me surprised. That's what she has to say.
Crazy, unreliable leadership in this country now. The president is in charge. He's in charge of all of the independent agencies. He's got the MAGA crowd around him, and they are saying some of the most outrageous and ridiculous things and trying to frighten and intimidate. And so I'm not surprised at what they're saying. They're crazy. They're outrageous. And people of America gotta know what's happening. Trump hates us. He hates sanctuary cities. He's gonna try and make an example out of us. No, I'm not surprised.
Sky News. Sky News has covered the ongoing riots across LA and Democratic cities enter the third day of anti-ICE riots.
Talks with economics professor and a regular on this show, Stephen Hamilton at George Washington University. I want to talk to you about trade, Trump and Musk, but let's start with this clash that we're seeing. These pictures coming in, I'm sure you've seen it there from your home in Washington, but the clashes in LA right now, Stephen Hamilton, what do you make of what you're seeing? It was a big part of the recent election, and it's a clash both in terms of those who are opposed to the immigration stance of Donald Trump, but also the tensions between Democratic Governor Newsom and the Republican White House.
Yeah, g'day, Kieran. Look, civil unrest is never a good sign, particularly when, frankly, US society is a bit of a tinderbox right now with all of the sort of sources of pressure, right, in all of these areas. And I will just point particularly, put the moral or ethical questions aside, I will point to the economic story that underpins this, which is something that not enough people are talking about, frankly. The economic impact of the proposed immigration restrictions, we still don't exactly know how this will go, but some of the economic impacts of those proposed immigration restrictions in the election have the potential to have a significantly worse impact on the US economy than the tariffs. And we know the tariffs are going to have a pretty big negative impact. So, I think this immigration question really does need more attention and more focus. If they end up deporting 10 million, workers, that'll be frankly devastating to the US economy.
As you rightly point out, a tinderbox, and we can see these, as I say, these are live pictures coming into us from downtown LA, near a federal building that houses an immigration centre. One of the members of Congress tried to enter that building just in the last little while. She was there with the demonstrators, but it just gives you a sense of when you're talking about the numbers the administration has been aiming to deport. It doesn't happen without some societal, or seismic shift in the society, because as you know, as many of us who've travelled to the United States knows, that migrant story, and illegal migrants as well, have underpinned a big chunk of the economy there.
It's very difficult for Australians to understand this. As an Australian who lives in the US, in Australia, I think we've formed a consensus against really having a really no tolerance policy against any form of illegal immigration, right? We have we've had this for 20 years, Kieran, you remember as well as anyone does. This has been a continuous political.
Okay, I got to jump in here. Australia and illegal immigration. How does that work? You're a blessed island. How does that work? I would love for somebody to explain to me, how does illegal immigration work in Australia when they are a blessed island, for crying out loud? How does that work? I mean, again, you're not just walking across the border. And please don't tell me they swim. Please don't do that.
A source of sort of friction between the two parties, but we've come out with basically a consensus to get against any kind of illegal immigration. In the US, it's completely the opposite. There is a sort of a permanent acceptance, almost a welcoming of illegal immigrants to kind of work on farms, really to be a source of economic power for the US economy, right? Picking fruit in California, right? Filling factories, waiting tables, and these people escape, in many cases, a lot of the safety nets that, US citizens get. Now, you can say, okay, it would be a great idea to take the Australian model and fully outlaw all illegal immigration, but you have to front up to the practical difficulty of doing that, and this is the tip of the iceberg we're seeing in California, but two, the massive economic impact that would have on the US. And I suspect, as this thing starts to unravel, if they do start to clamp down very hard, it'll be another taco moment for Donald Trump, because the economic impact on, businesses and other workers will be pretty massive.
Okay, so I disagree with that pragmatism approach. I was saying pragmatism approach, that the only issue at hand is economic, because that's the argument that you heard somebody say, who's going to pick your vegetables and so on and so forth. That's not just the only issue. That's not it. It's the strain on the system in so many other ways besides just. And he makes it sound like there's a net zero effect of 10 million people being in the country illegally, not paying taxes, not a part. And we're saying 10 million. Maybe it's less, maybe it's more. Who knows? The reason we don't know is probably more telling than anything else. But as if 10 million people working in this country and not paying taxes doesn't have a outcome, an effect. 10 million people using services within the country doesn't have an effect. 10 million people using the school system and a library system, police, for crying out loud, look what they're doing to the police, and it's such of that nature, and that doesn't have an effect. So I really do disagree with this. And again, Australia, hey, I love y'all Aussies down there, but you come on now, you're an island, for crying out loud. You have a whole different game as it relates to illegal immigration. The Lord has put a huge moat around you, so you kind of got a different story than we do. Just something to recognize. All right, they farm workers are green cards. They are legal. There we go. Absolutely. Shout out to David. What did he say here? Send illegals to Rice Street. Maybe them Democrats will start demanding conditions improve there. Come on. There you go. If you're not familiar, Rice Street is a very popular jail here in Atlanta that we heard so much about it and its deplorable conditions because of the YSL trial. Thank you so much, David, for that very kind $5 super. Thank you so very much. But yeah, I just think this is such a telling story. I do think that this is the ramifications of America for years upon decades denying the observable realities that are God's truths. And we've just been doing it wholesale. We've been doing it pretty much in every aspect of society, in every aspect of life. We've turned our backs on God's truth. So now what do we have? We have a whole generation of children that are raised without proper upbringing. We have a whole generation of children who don't even know if they're a boy or a girl. We have a whole generation of people who don't know when life begins. These are some very fundamental problems that we see are just boiling over and playing out in full scale. They don't understand private property, for crying out loud. They don't understand that there are certain things that you follow as it relates to the law that you just follow. You work with the law, and we're watching this in 4K. We can pick any one of these streams, and I'll probably just start over tomorrow and do a whole new montage, just pointing out all of the examples of these people not understanding. And it's because I do think we're under God's judgment. Just my little 2 cents. I do think we're under God's judgment. He's pulled back his common hand of grace, and now we're just watching man in their unfettered, unrestrained, and even in this, they're still restrained. They're unrestrained, wicked ways. We're watching it play out in 4K on both sides. We can say it on both sides, but definitely, unequivocally, these rioters. Well, let me know what y'all think about it. What are you saying? What are you saying? Crazy things in LA. Absolutely. A lot of crazy stuff going on in LA. Thank y'all so much, everybody, for rocking with us. I appreciate you for sure. Just this afternoon, my wife and I started filling out the forms to apply for her citizenship. If we can do it legally, why can't they? I'll let my silence be the answer to that. Shout out to Lady Trailer joining us here as a U.S. citizen. Shout out to her. Absolutely looking forward to hearing prayerfully the expedient process of her becoming a U.S. citizen. But I will tell you this, tomorrow I'll be popping back in. We're going to do another montage and just kind of look at what's going on in LA. I'd love to hear what y'all are thinking. If you run across some things that maybe are interesting, or a discussion, news articles and whatnot like that, you can always email your boy, dearwokesy@gmail.com. Feel free to let me know. I would love to make sure I check that out and add it to the show for tomorrow. I think I plan the show at 10 o'clock tomorrow, 9 o'clock tomorrow. I think so. 9 o'clock. And we will do an update on the Orleans jailbreak. It's just nothing really happened today. I just grown when years back Obama referenced Jesus being an immigrant. Yeah, they love to make Jesus their whatever they're pushing for the day type of person. He's an immigrant. He's a illegal alien. Fill in the blank. He got 2 dads. I mean, whatever it is, whatever their wildness that they want to push, Jesus just becomes that. I shudder to think that they will get away with it, but it is what it is, y'all. Thank y'all so much. Let's do this again real soon. I'm planning again to rock back with y'all tomorrow morning. We'll do this again, have some fun conversations, and hear what you're thinking. So thank you so much for rocking with me. If you don't already, please make sure you hit that like button. Help me hit my goal of 50,000 subscribers. I definitely would love for you to join us in that so we can celebrate that together. Which is and that's stupid. He gets us. That didn't help. And yeah, absolutely. So, but thank y'all so much. I am going to go read with President Firstborn and get ready for a great night's sleep. So I'll see you all real soon. Until then, grace and peace, everybody. Take care.